This week the gag is Stan Kamala Harris. In honor of her becoming the president, Camille went back to all the black men that have done her wrong.
Not even, they didn't do me wrong. I kicked them to the curb, if anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one last night.
Oh, no. He can fucking choke and die.
'Cause I'm no superhero.
So rude. But, no. Yeah, I be snip, snippity, sip, and then I go, oh, I'm lonely.
I miss them.
And then I try to date other men to try to, like, distract myself and be like, he's not that great, I'll find someone else. And then I go date the people, I'm like, God, everyone is, like, literal trash.
Yeah, this one seems great.
Yeah. Last night at work, my manager and my bartender, I told them what I was doing, and they're like, okay, after work, we're going to come find you wherever you go with this person, and we're going to sit across the bar, and we're going to hold up number signs like in the Olympics, like 8.5. Like, and I was like, do it. Thank God they didn't, because he was like literally the worst. And then what do I feel? Anyways, I don't know how we're starting this episode, but here we are.
You're listening to another episode of The Gag Is with Erica.
And Camille.
And I think we're starting right off with your date last night because she texts me in the middle of the night and goes, it's a difference between when a man actually likes you for who you are as a person and your personality versus if they just want to fuck you and all that stuff is extra. They don't even care about who I am. I hate men.
Literally.
And I thought you were talking about the guy that you...
My baby daddy.
Yeah. But no, it turns out that guy is totally in the running again.
Yeah.
Because he made you come for the first time. Okay,
Mama,
so let's start from the beginning. Because I have stories too. Because I be coming all over these streets too.
Yeah. It's a new thing for us.
So, we'll get back to Kamala. We do want to talk about her. So first things first, tell me about your date last night that went
Are we talking about Kamala? Because I feel like, honestly, like, we're in such a zhuzh about Kamala that, like, maybe we need to start there and talk about how excited we are.
Okay, Kamala's going to be president of the United fucking States. I've been a Kamala stan since I was going to vote for her for the original presidency.
Love.
Yeah. Or I think I did vote for her to be the nominee.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember I was telling everyone, this is the new girl. Like, that's the new girl in town. And I've always loved her throughout her whole career. And I never really got hung up on she's a prosecutor. Well, bitch, we all have jobs.
Yeah.
And I think that is just such a Hillary's emails type of argument. Like, really? Like, that's what we're going to focus on?
I saw the rudest reel yesterday or last night. I guess she also dated Monty Williams, who had talked to her for a long time, and they were calling her a chicken head because apparently he was dating her and some other girl at the same time. Is that her problem or someone else's? And when we were at Barbie... Damn,
people were saying...
Yeah, it was probably someone being it was the audio. But when we were at Barbie at the Kabuki, we saw Whitley Brown, and I was like, girl, that's Kamala's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
period. She really dated like a lot of like powerful men.
Yeah.
But we had a whole moment when I texted you, I said, Kamala 2024, let's go girls. And I was like, how amazing would that be if like, just picture it. And we had a whole rundown of this. So like I was at home and I said, oh my God, like they're at the DNC, they're announcing her as a candidate. And it's like, I don't hope this doesn't get copyrighted. But let's go, girls. And like,
I think it should be straight up.
Girls would be losing it.
I think it should go straight into girls. We run this mother.
Yeah. And then we were talking about they need to do the black wife effect with I never repped a sip, baby, with Doug Peterson and like the black, like,
because he's gonna be the first gentleman.
This is our audition to run the Harris whatever. What was it? Harris straight cis white man from a swing state.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's her ticket.
Thank you. But this is honestly this is us saying, Kamala, please hire us on your social media because we're geniuses.
We just love her. And
this
we'll
is
do
like
anything.
the Paralympics TikTok that I sent you that's like so good.
The first gentleman, going from the second gentleman to the first gentleman, you cannot tell me that is not the black wife effect.
Talk about the glass ceiling. He really said, watch.
I'm going with her.
Yeah. I'm going to ride her coattails all the way to the White House, y'all.
This week the gag is, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Apparently I did. And hit every branch on the way down.
Look, Camille, you exist in the context of everything that we are and everything that came before you.
Amen. Yeah. My therapist said that.
Yeah. Well, she was quoting Kamala.
Oh, okay. That would make sense. When the news broke, I got a text from my aunt, and then I texted you, and I texted Alicia, and she called me immediately, shout out Leash, and was like, I thought her face was going to crack through the phone. Like, I could hear her face breaking ear to ear because she was so excited that a woman is like gonna run for president. And I love that for her. And I told you on the way, like, I feel like it's giving Barack Obama like change energy. Like, we need something so different.
Hope.
No more white men 2024. and here we go.
Here we go.
A black woman from the Bay in the White House. Bye. Go get your own coffee. Like, fuck what patriarchy?
Girl.
Bye.
She's literally from our hometown.
I can't.
I can't.
I'm so excited.
I can't.
Like, today's the first day I've actually, like, kind of felt positive and good about what's going on in the world. And I haven't felt that way for a while.
I hope a lot of people are feeling that. And I even hope that the women on the other team are feeling that too.
Hashtag hope and change.
I
want to know what, okay, so, like, if you had to pick a campaign slogan for Kamala, what would it be?
It would be, you think you just fell out of a coconut tree.
And if she takes that, see, again, this is our bid.
Because she's always dancing and popping off and always going to Pride, going to SF Pride.
Okay, but did she not have the most iconic line of the last election, which we just talked about? Please go watch our the cutest Instagram reel or whatever. What do we call it? A TikTok?
Yeah, on TikTok.
We made the cutest best friend dictionary TikTok.
So this one might get us canceled, but this is what we say when we see like a larger, big trans woman.
It's ma'am. And the first one was,
we did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. Anytime we ever do anything great in our lives.
We need to be on their social media team because we need to set up them doing it opposite. And then Biden going, you did it, Kamala. You're going to be the next president of the United States.
This is why they need to hire us. We have all the ideas. We already talked about all the songs that we would put on her like playlist for when she walks on stage. Let's Go Girls, Who Run the World Girls, Katy Perry.
And I said Taylor Swift needs to come out and do Ready for It.
Hello. Oh my God.
Boom, boom, boom.
We're making the AI version of all this and like sending it to Kamala's PR team immediately because we need her on their socials.
It honestly feels like we won. Yeah.
Wasn't it her like niece or something that was running like a bunch of socials for a while?
I think I heard of that. Yeah. Which I love. I want everything good to happen for her. I think that she is the next fucking shift in our, culture.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? We want to talk about Black Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Black Jobs is, have you seen that?
Yeah.
So Trump, if anyone hadn't heard, Trump in the last debate talked about black jobs.
Yeah.
And
people were like, what is a black job?
Biden came out and said, I'll tell you what a black job is, the vice president of the United States. And I'll tell you what a black job is, the president of the United States.
Work.
Period.
So
I'm so happy. Also, she's gonna save the women of our fucking country.
I mean, the fact that we were literally hearkening on the edge of like literal Handmaid's Tale, no reproductive right, like Project 2025 is crazy. Like, it's literally insane. And this is the first time I felt really hopeful about who our candidate is and the direction this country could actually maybe go.
Yeah.
And I think the rest of the world has caught up to the fact that like women are able to do the job better, not even as good, better than men.
Yeah.
So the time has come.
Yeah.
It is 2024. It is high tide. We had a woman and a black woman as president.
Yes.
She is not only opening doors, she is kicking that bitch. She busted in that door.
In a fucking 6-inch fucking pump, kicking them fucking doors.
And I told you, I was like, ooh, she's going to come in some bust down House of Darion like outfit at the inauguration, girl. Destiny Child's going to reunite, go on tour. Spice Girls are going to reunite to go on tour.
Yeah.
We are I said
Aretha Franklin's ghost is gonna perform at the inauguration.
Lit. But I love that. Like, women around the world and around the country, are seeing a black woman step into her power finally.
It's a fucking woman's world.
Thank God. Like, yes, so we're excited. That was a big thing today. We're so
excited.
Yeah, obviously.
I can't believe we've gotten to this point today. And honestly, I also can't believe, on side note, how right all of the like media was that this was happening.
Yeah.
Like, they all clocked this a week ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just shocked. And now, so right, they're saying that she could use all of the Biden-Harris donations, that whole pool. She's already basically been, it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like she's coming out of nowhere and have to start from scratch. Like, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think the unfortunate attempt at Trump's life already fizzled out, at least on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I thought that was going to last forever, but
I was so sick of it on my timeline. My dad said something though that really stuck with me. He said, I'm platform and policy over person or party. I want to talk about the 4 P's. He's Poppy Pete. But I was like, that's a good point. I just really hope that she can come out with a really, really strong platform, another P. And I want to know what her policy is and what her vision is and what she wants to do, because I think all of those things are going to move this country hopefully forward the decade that we've wasted in the dark. of this whole situation. And I feel hopeful. Like, I feel like I said, it feels like the Obama like wave of like change, hope. We need different. We are sick. No more white men 2024 is what we said. And I'm so glad that we're getting a woman and a Black woman at that.
Literally, America is coming back to what it used to be, for sure.
Let's go. Let's be moving in the forward direction. Let's be change makers.
And I can't wait to see her white straight man from a swing state VP.
Oh, people are saying it's going to be Mark Kelly, which my mom would die for. His wife was Gabby Giffords. My mom was in Arizona in Tucson visiting my brother when Gabby Giffords got shot in Phoenix by like high-powered assault rifle and survived. And her husband is a NASA he is a NASA, I think former military and NASA. He went to the moon, Mark Kelly, and then he's now won a Senate seat after Gabby Giffords. Gabby Giffords was a senator, and it was her husband, and then she was almost killed, and then he took over. So that would be a really great, like, and he's from Arizona, which is historically red. There's a lot of good things happening right now, and the Democratic National Convention is coming up in August, and I think we're all excited.
I can't wait to vote, and I hope everyone listening does the same.
Yeah, and I'm also really excited about the potential for like a cracking, poppin' ass rally in the town where Kamala's from.
Yeah, let's keep it low key, you guys. Let's keep it chill.
Yeah,
I know we're excited, but let's.
Can you imagine the blunt smoke in the air? That oof, girl.
During her
Anyways,
speech.
Okay, well, we're clearly excited about that.
Yes.
What else do we want to talk about today?
All right, let's go straight into your crazy date last night.
Awful.
Where did you go?
So he lives like South Bay or like South City. And he was off duty last night. Like, this is what happens when like I give people a chance. I give a single dad a chance, and just like vibes were mediocre, not gonna lie. Vibes were like mediocre, but not bad. And I was like, okay, like, you know, maybe it's just a phone thing. Like, but we had talked on the phone a lot, like things were good. And then I just felt like his attitude really was like sour. And we like went, had a couple drinks, walked home. We were gonna like watch a movie.
What's his last name?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. He like, I don't even want to talk about him that long, so I'll just wrap it up. Like, he walks in and says,
to where?
My house.
Yeah.
Calls my dog fat. Calls her heavy. We had like gotten a bunch
What happened to hello?
Right.
Yeah.
And then he said that she stunk and needed a bath. And like, we just got home from the lake. She was on the boat, got water all over her.
Yeah, she's literally been at the lake for 4 days. Yeah.
Like, and also, why are you walking in here like just dragging? Like, what is? Ew.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Least attractive thing ever. And it just was, I should have known. I should have known better. Who cares? Really? And so it was so rude. And then he was like, yeah, I'm going to take off. And I was like, great. Open the door, let him out. And I was like, want to just close the door and knock? And he's like, why are you being weird? I'm like, I'm not being weird. Bye. Text me when you get home. Maybe 10 minutes later, I was like, I don't even want to deal with this. I have nothing more to say to you. You're clearly not a quality individual. Block, delete, blocked him on Instagram. Don't ever want to hear from him again.
Period.
And then like woke up multiple times last night, like worried, like, oh, he has my address. Like, he knows where I live. Like, would he ever do anything to my dog or my car, or like be bitter? I don't know. It just was giving so bitter, like bitter baby daddy energy. And that's gross.
Wow. Wait, so all you did was sit at home?
We had a couple drinks down the street.
You did go out.
Yeah, okay. We were at like the alley, and he actually ran into an old coworker, which was random.
Yeah.
This little tiny man, and they talked. They were there for a birthday party. I was super nice to him, super nice to the other guy. Second bottle of Blanc de Blancs of the day.
This one's not warm though.
And yeah. I mean, I just don't even want to talk about it anymore. I have better things to talk about.
Can I touch on something real quick?
Sure.
And I also, I think, right as we're in line of just saying something real quick and getting it out there. Mm-hmm. Because this is our job, and I want to just be able to say what I need to say, and talk about my life and talk about what's going on in my day-to-day and what's exciting to me, and talk about stories that involve other people. And I'm going to keep doing that. So I'm just going to quickly move past this. We're not going to talk about any names. We're not going to talk about, what exactly went down. But I lost a friend last week during the last episode, and a friend that I've had for a long time. And it was like kind of like a lot of drama. Yeah. And I can't regret. I don't have any regrets. But I just, I wish, there's one thing in this world that I love the most, and that's, being an artist.
Transparency, authenticity.
And I'm going to be an artist first. And I think it's just in my nature that if I feel like anything gets in the way of that, then I can't be a part of it.
Yeah.
And it can't even be next to me because I'm scared that they're going to put the mom arm out and try to stop me. So it is what it is. Like, no hard feelings. Like, this is, this is the podcast, and this is not to be meant to be taken too fucking seriously, everybody at home. And I'm not going to let this be an opportunity to stop fucking spilling my fucking guts all over the Gag Is.
Yeah.
So,
the people in your circle just need to know that. And if you're not okay with that, then maybe you need to take a step back from the circle, because we're going to be, but to be honest, obviously that was like a big reaction to a small part of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But like for me, as the other 50% of this unit, I had that reaction too. When I wanted to get all this shit about my old situationship and how that went down. And the second it came to like actually putting it out there, I panicked. Because unfortunately, and that this is my own fault, the consequence of my own actions is like so many people follow my personal Instagram. And I don't know how to partition things off. And I think maybe that's something I need to work on. But like I panicked, and you did all this lovely editing and working on the audio for that. And I felt horrible that all of a sudden I had this panic of like, wait, do I really want this out there? Like, do I want people to see? And I don't know why I felt ashamed. And I think it's also something about being a woman, or like feeling like people are going to think something about me. Who gives a shit what anyone else thinks?
No.
And that's really the energy like that you're coming from, is like, this is not that serious. And it took me a minute, and I probably need to go back and like post it and actually share my, like, just stand in my truth, because it is. And I really did nothing wrong. But the world and society and the powers that be, the patriarchy, will make you as a woman feel like you did something wrong, and like that you know, don't be the aggressor, don't do that, when really it wasn't. It's nothing we did wrong. We're just living our lives. Nothing about it was scary, dangerous, bad, nothing.
No.
It's people just getting scared about it. And the fact is like, what are you scared of?
Literally.
What are you scared
Little
of?
of me.
But I had that reality too. Like, I think it's just something to like learn. And it was something I had to learn. So maybe it was on the tails of that, of like me figuring it out too. It is hard though. It is very hard. But you just have to check yourself and be like, it's not that bad.
I don't think I'll ever get on here and talk fucking mad shit about someone to their fucking face, basically.
No.
But I'm going to tell my story no matter what. Like, you know what I mean? It's just is what it is. And, you know.
We're not doing it to be critical. We're not doing it to come out swinging at anybody ever. There's no malintent. We're just talking about what's happened in our lives because it's relatable. And
I just have to put it out there because I need everyone to know that, like, I'm talking about our audience, like our friends.
You've
watching.
been put on notice.
Like, you're gonna fucking not even our friends. Like our audience, like our fucking people that love us, that watch this show. I will never fucking dumb it down for you guys ever, and I will never hold back, and I will always be myself to the fucking truest, so that you guys could be a part of our fucking story, mine and Camille's. Yeah. Because you're our fucking girlfriends and boyfriends and fucking best fucking buddies, and we're all sitting at the fucking couches together and drinking wine and hanging out, and you are going to hear it fucking unfiltered.
And something would be lost. Something would be lost if we did not adhere to authenticity.
Yeah, I'm not.
Even when it hurts. It's not
even like, oh, this is my brand to be fucking, I'm not a bitch, I'm just real. Like, no, I'm talking to my best friends right now. Yeah, I'm talking to fucking Camille and all my best friends. Like, I'm not changing that for anyone, because this is my fucking art and this is what makes me the most.
And it's intimate. That's why people enjoy this, because we're very intimate with each other about our lives. Yeah. And sitting in the room and getting to be a fly on the wall of our intimacy is, I think, what people really like value.
I'm not going to sit here and cookie cutter about how I'm telling you a story. Yeah. I would never. If anything, I'm gonna make it worse. Yeah. Show up, be real. But I just wanted to get it out the way and just say, you know, too bad that friendship had to end. But you know what?
This too shall pass.
You know what? You know, yeah. It's giving. You know, Kamala didn't win her first election, so
people have survived a lot worse.
On another quick note, Ellie, fucking loved the last podcast. Texted me so many fucking things, called me, FaceTimed me, had her roommate and her other friends like watching the podcast, and she was watching it with her friend.
Like a watch party?
Yes.
I'm
I was like, who are you watching with? She was like,
Wow.
I'm gonna have a watch party.
I'm dead. That's so kind.
And then like this guy that the two of them live with, like walked in on them watching the podcast while I was talking about us like fucking
The nitty-gritty, yeah.
like being intimate. And she was like, yeah, it was kind of crazy. I wasn't expecting it, but I was here for it.
What a ride.
I was like, yeah. And then the fucking everyone's that she's shown has been like locked in. And it's just, I don't know, that's just the best news to hear is when, you know, I'm going out of, you know, I'm taking every little soft spot I have for someone in my brain and trying to paint like a beautiful portrait of them on the podcast, and they receive it well. It's just, it's like someone
We
saying,
had a whole conversation
thank
with
you
I
for
was
the
on a
flowers.
walk
Like, you're
the other day,
welcome.
and I'm like, go see them, go do it.
Yeah, so yeah, I might be going to Boston and Provincetown.
We make a joke now. Let's not do it for the plot. Let's do it for the pod, and it's
Do it
not
for the
that.
pod.
But honestly, it's just encouraging ourselves to lean into like the things that are going on.
I'm a little bit worried about it, in the sense that I don't know if I really deserve another fucking vacation already. Like, what have I done? What have I done?
And that is the like the man pushing you. Like, you don't need to earn your rest. You don't need to
It's
earn
true.
it. And like,
Wow, I've never heard that before.
oh, my therapist is so big on that, and I hear people doing it. I'm like, you don't need to earn your rest. Rest. Like, who said that?
Yeah, I don't know why I
Why
think
do
that.
you? It's not about deserving a vacation. If you want to go see someone and have an experience, no money you spend on having an experience feels as good or hits as good as buying things. And I was like telling you about how Trixie was like, do you know, doing gigs for money? And Kati was like, she's like, well, the money's really good. She's like, but you have money. And you were like, oh, the trip is going to be this and there. I'm like, but you have money. Like,
It's true.
it's not, the money comes and goes. You have to like live the experiences and like take it.
And it would be expensive, but not like
No.
out of this world expensive.
No.
I mean, it would be expensive. And then I also, and we'll talk about more about her later. But I also get worried about how with my ex, the biggest problem I had with that relationship is that it felt like we were not investing long term in each other. I feel
Right.
like we were just really living in the moment. And then when like push came to shove, and I don't know why we're shoving people. When push came to shove, and it's like, have we invested enough to like withstand like something chaotic happening in the world or in the relationship, and we just hadn't invested in each other or in the relationship enough. So it's just also an awkward thing to start dating someone that lives on the other side of America, which I don't even know that
People
Boston.
do it all the time.
I know, but do I? I've never done that. But it's interesting, right? Like, because I don't like what is the investment there? Like, what is the commitment?
It's not what is the investment, it's what, or the commitment, it's what's the return on the investment. Whether the investment is time, whether the investment is actually like you paying for a trip, whether the investment is
It's all of the above.
your emotional, like
It's
the emotional.
I forgot that I fucking
Yeah.
broke down when she left last time.
And I think
I'm
that's
like, am
what
I
it
going to keep
is.
doing that?
No.
And running back and forth, and then every time I leave, it's like this big breakdown.
No, because what you're realizing is that what the risk is. It's the risk is being vulnerable, being emotional, having feelings, and then
Yeah.
realizing whether there's no like, you're not letting out the rope slowly when you're being emotional and being intimate and being vulnerable
Right.
with someone. You're just letting the rope out, and you're
Totally.
giving them the rope to literally hang you and hoping they don't. And that's the scary part, is that there's no like cognitive inch. You can't inch like you can with a friendship or with a colleague. You're just letting it all out. And there's always going to be, but I think the reason you got emotional is because yes, you're scared of whatever, but also I think a part of you goes, this person is not going to hurt me. Even if it doesn't
That's
work
why
out,
it's so sad.
this person isn't going to hurt
That's
me.
why
then
it's so
go,
like.
which is
That's
I'm
why it's drawing me
go.
so much. It's drawing me so much because it's like, oh my god, she is the most supportive, funny, like totally like. And this is what I love about my friendships, and this is why this is why it makes sense that the friendships that I had to lose had to stop, because my number one priority in a relationship with a friend or a partner is that we can say things that come to our mind and we could speak freely.
Mm.
And if something comes out that's kind of unsavory or kind of like, why are you being emotional, or why are you thinking this way, or why didn't you, that's an inside thought, or like things
girl,
like that.
You have
like,
come for me and been worried about how I feel, and I'm on the other end, literally giggling and laughing that you're willing to be so fucking cutting with me and honest, because I'm like, wow, what if I didn't have this?
Yeah,
you know, and like yeah,
to be
does it hurt?
so real.
Does part of me go, ooh, you know, yes, but that's what you need to hear.
To be so real and be and have that. I feel like that relationship is what most people get with like a brother or sister. You know what I mean? Like where you could.
But sometimes that hurts too much because you need that person just to love you unconditionally, let you be stupid and be a pendeja. But for you, I was like, well, damn, bitch, fuck my drag. Like, yes, I'm gonna say fuck my drag because it's like, ow. But you knew I needed to hear it, and you'll let me hear it.
But you won't leave me because of it, and like
No,
that
never.
is the thing. And like,
I'm not. Even if I left you, I'll find you.
oh, bitch, I'll find you.
Ain't nobody going nowhere.
And that's why I'm so connected to this girl, because I think that no matter what we say to each other, we only take the positive from it. Like we only, it doesn't become this like any like personal attack or any like weird thing that like other friends that had, the last two friends that I lost literally thought my words were a personal attack to them. That's why that we had to stop, because it made me feel like I can't fucking speak freely. Even if I think they're positive, it's, I have to filter what I'm saying. And with this person, Ellie, I don't have to filter anything, and she doesn't have to filter anything. And everything that she says, I feel is positive. And everything I say, she feels is positive. And I have never in my life fucking had a relationship like that. Every fucking time.
It's because there's no ego.
Well, why? Like,
no, but that's what it is. Like, think about that. Like, you're saying something to someone and they're taking it. Like, ego is going to, their ego is standing in the way of them being able to go, you know what? No, my ego might be my ego, but I know deep in my core, this person loves me.
Yeah.
And they, even if it feels awkward right now or uncomfortable or whatever it is, they're doing this to do this for whatever. But I know that their intention is not malice. I know their intention is not to hurt me. But when the ego speaks up and goes, no, you're hurting me. Is it really, it's being self-centered and it's listening to ego. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so smart.
Well, I kind of do this for a living.
You
but
do.
But that's what I realized in the last one, was that I realized like, oh, this person, like I was digging at all the things. And they even came back to you and was like, God bless her for being so protective of you, of trying to not let people hurt you. And I realized that was my ego standing in the way of letting you live your life. Is like, and then I said, with the person who you had to let go, I was like, there's one of three ways this goes.
Yeah.
But my ego was standing in front of it going, I don't want you to do this, because it was my ego. And I had to go, no, this is her life. I got to let her do what she's going to do. Whether it hurts, she's going to learn something from it. I got to let her live her life and do what she's got to do. Even if I know to my core, and this is not going to work out how she wants, I can't stop you. I'll keep that quiet, let you live your life, and then be there for you when it doesn't or does. And I love that. And I had the moment where I thought, oh, this is going to work out. And I thought, nope. Why are you living like that negatively for someone else? What if it does work out and it's the greatest thing that ever happens to her, and you stop that? And that's ego. Put that away. I
can't believe that even I'm getting a taste of, you know, that level of maturity coming from both of us, both me and Ellie. And I'm just like, this is something that I get from Camille and Nestor and Shanti.
Well, and that's,
like,
I think,
this is
our
something
hope.
So...
Is that even if it doesn't work out, is that they're a good person to their core, and
Sam
will
and Jerry
back you down and go, hey.
And Mike.
Yeah.
Well, Mike less so, but Sam and Jerry, I guess, had the fucking biggest egos in the world, because it doesn't matter. It didn't matter what I said. There was always something like that I said that was wrong. And the first time I fucking broke down and cried to Jerry, he never talked to me again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I would never get in a relationship with someone that like made me feel like I couldn't cry for the first time.
No, but there was a lot of vulnerability between you two in that whole first experience. I think there is like a tug of war of vulnerability of like, ooh, how much can I give this person? How vulnerable are they willing to be? And they were very vulnerable with you.
Yeah.
And so you guys could have that. There's a safe space there.
I is just so enticing. And regardless if it works out or not, like, and whether I decide to go try to pursue it and, I don't know, come back and forth and do long distance, I don't know what the fucking, what it would be. But that is the reason why I'm so excited about it. Like, I just think that we are a good match for each other. That's why it's so cool. Plus she's really hot, and that really means a lot to me.
Yeah.
But I have more to say about what her effect on me has led me to do while I've been living here, but I want to hear about you finding your ex on Facebook. Are we dating the same person?
Yeah.
So let's take a quick break.
Yeah. Okay.
And come right back.
'Cause I'm no superhero.
Are you guys loving the app?
Are you laughing?
Yes.
Do you agree?
You think we're really funny.
If you're listening to this episode on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and you want to see us in living color, visit Erica Madera's YouTube channel.
And if you're already gazing upon our beauty currently, I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button below, like right now.
We'll wait.
And you guys, you know what? Honestly, while you're there, I'm going to need you to leave a comment below about your favorite quote of the episode. We know our favorites, but what's yours? And then you have to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We really need it for the algorithm.
And if you're not already following us on Instagram, follow Erica at
It's Erica Madera.
and follow me at
Camille X Lane.
because you're going to want to get the full story.
Camille, I have a question for you.
What?
Do you think the mothers in your life could use a little pick-me-up?
I do. I really do.
Honestly, we do too. That's why we want to introduce you to our beloved venture, Happy You Gave Birthday. It is a celebration of moms everywhere, expectant moms, mothers who just had their baby, mothers who are running around at the baby's birthday party that they can't even enjoy anyway.
Getting through that first year of life,
And they kind of only get one day a year, right?
which is insane.
That's wild. So we have a brand new greeting card company. You can find it on happyyouGaveBirthday.com, and we have a variety of collectible, cheeky little greeting cards that you could use to celebrate the moms in your life.
It's the perfect brand. You can pick up a card for Mother's Day, Labor Day, Flag Day, Wednesday. Let your mom, your sister, your friend, your lover know how great of a job they're doing because they deserve to be recognized way more often than we do it right now.
Our collection includes, for the expectant mothers, He Nutted in You, or,
He forgot to pull out.
and for the mothers whose children are already here, they might want to enjoy a little
Sushi? Maybe some red wine?
and maybe our special edition Mother's Day card, rosé. And for the sentimental ones in your life, make sure they know those tiger stripes were earned.
And wear them proudly.
You guys can find us on happyyouGaveBirthday.com.
Or find us on Etsy.
Make that Mother's Day
Every day. A special day.
'Cause I'm no superhero.
This is how we always get to the middle of it. Like, how do we come back from this? Yeah, so what was it? I think the first ep or the second ep, there was a mention of like, oh, I'm going to go see this person again and yada, yada. Flights were booked. And I told my therapist weeks before, there's a lesson I have to learn here. For some reason, pendeja as I am, I can't learn it. At some point, I'm going to learn this lesson, but I guess I haven't figured out what it is yet. Despite this person literally being the most detrimental to my soul person I've ever encountered.
Unfortunately.
And that's the thing that, like, that's really sad that for the rest of my life I have to take that with me, that this person was such a fucking bad person to me. And now it's even more clear why.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we've talked about this on the pod. I think I've talked to you about it, but like in the days leading up to the trip, like let's say like a little more than a week out, maybe like 8, 9, 10 days, vibes were getting weird. And I thought, okay, here it comes. The timeline is always there.
Yes.
And
it gets
so,
weird right before the trip. This happened last time too.
Yeah. Excuse me. So like,
You almost didn't go last time.
no, that was when I went. Excuse me. And then it just went to shit when I went.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know, and the reason I found out about this is my sister-in-law, before she got married to my brother, had nothing to do with my brother, but was talking about how she's in these groups that are in the Bay Area, like Are We Dating the Same Guy? So they're regional. There's like, Are We Dating the Same Guy Bay Area? Are We Dating the Same Guy Denver? Are We Dating the Same Guy San Diego? Like, you can look them up on Facebook. They're there. And like, they're private groups. You have to like get vetted before you're allowed. There's very strict rules about posting guys and not posting like certain things. And you can post anonymously to protect your identity if you're seeing someone and want to post a picture of them, and like want people to give you tea. So some girls will go on there because they're literally about to get married or they're engaged and have suspicions or think their guy's cheating and they'll post their guy. And if other girls know him, they'll report back. Like they'll say, yes, I'm dating him, whatever.
And so, this is like a private Facebook group they have to be invited to?
Yeah. No, you can like apply to get in, but you have to answer like a whole questionnaire. They like look through your profile. They make sure you are who you say you are. It's very protected. And there's been like legal cases across the nation where like judges are like shutting these Facebook groups down. So like a lot of them have fallen. And the mods who run these like are all kind of interconnected and they know like what's going on. It's very like,
wow.
It was a lot more drama than I signed up for. I just thought it'd be like funny. Yeah, kind of, you know, like know your shit. So I'm in the one for the Bay Area. And because I was seeing someone in Denver, I added that one. So I've always kept an eye on it. And you can go within the group and like search posts and search people by name. And then filter it like most recent, whatever. So I had been keeping tabs on that one for a long, long while.
Yeah.
Nothing ever came up about him by searching by first name. So keeping tabs on it. About 10 days out from the trip, he starts acting weird. Oh, like.
And for everyone at home, I quickly want to mention that if you'd seen 2 podcasts ago, Camille's situationship had a fiance. This is a different person.
Yeah, totally different.
Totally different person.
Although they kind of intertwined with each other.
Their timelines intertwined
with
each
so
other.
like to be honest, I started dating this person maybe it was into 2020. I think it was like mid-late 2020 when we started. Yeah, it was in pandemic. So it was like October, November 2020 when we started talking. We visited each other. We've been on and off basically for the last 4 years, although there's chunks where we didn't talk at all. So as of the last time, I blocked him before I moved, and then I unblocked him. I blocked him in May of 2023 when I ended situationship, was getting rid of everybody. Got drunk one night in January, unblocked him, called him, and he picked up the phone, and it kind of just like took off again from there. And it's always like this go back and forth dumb shit where I know better and I just act like a fucking stupid ass.
Mm-hmm. Well.
So this trip, he was like, I want you to come out. We've never had like, he's like, we've never had, I think on the last podcast, I told you how he was saying that like, he doesn't really consider me an ex despite I stayed at his parents' house, met his whole family, all this shit, which is crazy.
I don't consider you an ex is such a fucking hurtful thing to say.
I should have taken that as like, girl, don't do this. But I honestly was playing along because I was like, I know he's going to fuck this up. And I want to see how bad it gets this time for me to go, you idiot, stop wasting your time.
Yeah.
So 10 days out. Oh, my company, the startup I'm working for, like we might be closing. So sends me a screenshot of the almost 2 hour phone call he's on with the CEO of his company. He's part of the C-suite. And it starts getting weird. And he's like, I just don't think this is a good time right now. Like, I'm not.
Tickets were already booked. Yeah. It was already done.
Right here. And I was waiting for it. Honestly, once tickets were booked, I knew he was going to panic and I was waiting for it. So I was hearing him say these things for a week, but I was not going to let him off the hook. I wanted to be like, if you don't want me to come, I'm going to wait for you to be like, don't come. Cancel your ticket. I'm not going to give you the out. So then finally one day he comes out and says it. It's like 3 or 4 days before the trip. I think a week before. Like I was supposed to leave on a Wednesday. So Wednesday before. So he said it. I wake up in this morning to this paragraph and I go, thank you for finally fucking saying it. I wasn't going to give you the out. Thank you for letting me know. That's all I said. Cancel the tickets. I don't hear from him tonight. Later that day, I get this text from him. Thanks so much for being so understanding. Like he's thinking I'm like cool with it, letting him off. No, I was pissed.
Yeah. He's thinking I'm cool.
So in back of my mind, I'm like, let me go look through this group. So a couple days later, I'm going through the group and boom, sure enough, here's this post of him with his whole dating profile.
Whoa.
And he had been telling me he was seeing a divorcee. Because we're open about we're seeing other people.
Yeah.
He had told me he was seeing a divorcee that they had been talking since August. They didn't meet till January or late December, early January. So they'd been talking for like almost 6 months, a long time, or 4 or 5 months. They finally started meeting and they'd been hooking up and that she has kids and yada, yada. I'm thinking, okay, that's a stretch for you, but okay.
Yeah.
So, which I'm used to. He brought some other girl over when I was there. This older woman.
That was wild.
Wild. And so, boom. So the post, which we will show, I'll give you screenshots.
Oh.
Yeah. And actually, so I finally screenshots. The girl who posted is the divorcee girl's friend. and was saying,
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. The girl that you met.
No,
The friend of the girl that you met.
No.
Oh, no.
This is a new girl, this new
This is a
divorcee,
girl.
but it's one of her homegirls posted him in the group and was airing him the fuck out.
Whoa.
And I sort of think that because I was about to come out, I think he started acting weird to her. And so she got suspicious and put him in there to see what would come out. Just so happens that I was in that group and seen it. Finally, I was like, and I mean, how long have I been in this group? I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
In my heart, I knew it was coming. Somewhere deep in me, which is like, why waste your time? So I write back to the girl and I'm like, we have been seeing each other on and off for the last 4 years.
Did you write back to the friend of the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the comments. So I could have DM'd her straight. And I was like, nah, let me just air him out for the world to see.
Yeah.
So I
That's what
wrote
it's
it in the
there for.
comments. Was like, we've been seeing each other on and off for the last 4 years. He doesn't consider me an ex, but I met his whole family. I've been to his home. We grew up. We went to college together. We've known each other for over a decade now. I was supposed to be flying out in less than a week. And he's being weird. All these other girls are posting screenshots. Not all
Are
these
you
other.
kidding me?
Probably 2 or 3 other girls are posting in the comments. Just that they're also dealing with him and the lies he's fucking told them. And it's all the same
Whoa.
lies. So then finally, the friend kind of summarizes everything and says, there's another group that someone else found him in another Are We Dating Him group
What?
with screenshots of other profiles.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give you all the screenshots. So we'll put them up here.
I didn't know there was multiple
Yeah.
accounts. I thought it was just that one post.
No, but then, like, I think some girls are kind of like, I don't want to call them dumb or slow, but some girls were like linking to this other, which like, if you're not in that private group, then you have to apply to get in. Nobody can see this. So just screenshot it and post it here, right?
Right.
So they didn't.
Right.
But I posted like things I had from him and was like, I was supposed to be flying out Wednesday. I'm not. Canceled. Block moi. The second I saw that, block moi. Had canceled my flights the day that he told me, whatever. Block moi. I was like, then I was really like, okay, great. Like, I'm really glad
that's
this.
case closed.
Thank God it happened before I went.
Imagine you're sitting there like on your
Or got
Facebook
home
app.
and found all this. Like,
Yeah.
and
Did you get your money back on the flights?
I have credit, but like, I'm not the kind of girl who's going to come to you and cry. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I got to the point where I was like scrubbing, like going through the screenshots because I was going to send them to him and let him know you've been aired the fuck out by many women. You're done.
Yeah.
And so I was like editing all this to like crop out people's picture, blur it so you couldn't see names and shit. But then I thought I'm posting on stuff that's clearly from Facebook. He'll figure it out. And I just thought, why am I doing all this? I don't care about you. I want to move on with my life.
Yeah.
You're done. Bye. So deleted, blocked, never going back. So glad to like close that chapter and be done. But like seeing all the other stuff people were posting, the other girl said, without even me being in the conversation yet, that there were multiple other women that he was seeing, talking to, sleeping with, hanging out with. That he's ran all the same narrative on all them. And then I just felt really dumb again.
Damn.
And then I see this meme that says, oh, you're in a situationship? Which one are you? Emotionally unavailable or low self-esteem? And I was like,
I saw that too.
well, but yeah, again, on to happier news.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I mean, I'm always just like thugging it and moving on.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
You have to.
I mean,
Hell out here.
they all do come back to you, which is what is tempting to keep coming back. No one ever comes back to me, ever, once they're done.
But that's better because I give off the energy that you've walked the fuck all over me and I'll let you back.
I guess that's bad too.
Yeah.
But there is something kinky about a man crawling back and then you giving them another chance. One day that'll happen to me. But
shout out Megan Maroney, who's my spirit animal, who, no caller ID. And you were like, no man has ever no caller ID'd me. And then it happened. You're like, I don't know who it was because I didn't answer or something.
explain what what no caller ID means.
Yeah. So like every single man that's ever come back to me will block their number and call me
Yeah.
and pop up at the blue or just show up at my house like situationship. Who got an Instagram this week and it fucking Instagram. Homeboy is blocked everything in Instagram. Someone you might know has just joined Instagram. I open it because it didn't even have a name. And for whatever reason, I just see it. So I click it and it's Dr. Boy.
I saw the screenshot and we're not going to say the first letter of the last name, but it matches up.
Mm-hmm. It's
wow.
It's his first initial, last initial, the UC school he's going to right now, and the graduation.
It's all
year.
on. Oh my god.
And then I don't know if he doesn't understand how Instagram works, but like when it says your first name, that becomes like your bio line, like right under your picture and whatever. And so it says his name right there. It's him.
God.
So stupid.
That's so stupid.
Anyways, in other happy news, and this is like a bigger, better story, which I think a lot of people would relate to. Let's see.
Yeah.
I was talking to my girlfriends that are in my bargaining group. And like the other night I was out having drinks. I said, hey guys, if in our group chat, which is boys and girls, I'm like, hey guys, if anyone's feeling like, getting rowdy, I'm over here. And so first nobody replied. And then I got a side text. Hey, like I'm actually not that far. I'm leaving this thing. I have a pizza. Can I come? I'm like, yeah, pull up.
Yeah. So
one of my girlfriends comes. And then another girlfriend says she's coming. So they all pull up at me at the bar. So we're sitting at Cat House. We're having like chit chat talking. One of them is straight. It is my Eskimo sister, which we found out during bargaining, which was crazy. And we realized there was overlap when this was a long time ago when I had overlap with this guy, but it was like during the pandemic. So years and years, but we figured out we had overlap. And the other girl is, and I'm sure she's okay with me saying this, is a lesbian. And we kind of knew that things during bargaining were like not working out for her and her girlfriend, who was her living girlfriend at the time. And is now seeing someone that like I also work with, which is cool. But we're sitting at the bar talking, and somehow it comes up about like having orgasms from sex. And I looked at them and I was like, oh yeah, like I haven't had an orgasm, like whether penetrative or during sex or whatever, in almost a decade. And they were gobsmacked. Like they were almost on the floor.
What did the lesbian say?
Oh, she's like, you need to start dating women, which I've heard so many times. And I'm like, not my thing. Like, I just don't even know. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, but for me, I've always known it's a trust thing. I've always known that it's like, it's not physical, it's mental. Like I won't give that up to you unless I trust you and unless I feel like there's rapport there and there's safety, whatever that looks like. So we talked about it. And then we had this like really funny chat where we all decided that we love raccoons and and one of them was talking about having a raccoon girl summer, which is apparently like taken off like wildfire. Apparently it's like a whole thing with comedian, like
digging through the trash.
Just like being feral, just like being like wilding out, like hot girl summer but feral,
just giving rabies.
Yeah. So it was funny. We had that chat, and then like the other day, a couple days ago, probably about a week ago, I was walking the dog, and I was like on TikTok shop or whatever, and I find these hats that says feral. And I was looking for cowboy hats. I was on TikTok shop because I wanted a trucker hat. And I find these hats that say feral. And I screenshot and sent it to the girls. And immediately one of them Venmos me the money for it. And it was like, I want it in green. And I was like, we need to all get them and then all go out with each other. Because actually one of them and I had gone out dancing last week. And I got like the worst like life-killing hangover.
It's giving Will Ferrell.
Yeah. So we all got the feral hats. And we're all going to wear them out one night together. And it's going to be super cute. And I'm excited about it. But so we had this conversation. And they were like, what do you mean? Like, and they're like, and then like to clarify, one of them was like, you mean you can't like even get off if it's just like you and you have like a vibrator? I'm like, no, that's like pretty much the only time I can.
That's so sad.
Yeah, like it sucks. Like it's not great. Like I've had like little orgasms, but nothing like the last like sex orgasm, penetrative or not, was like with my ex in my 20s, which was like a horrible break. And I know that's a big part of it, like how much that like really broke me. So recently I had like snippety snipped someone for something minor. Like honestly, I was kind of having a tantrum. It was silly. And I snippety snipped. And then the first day we were coming back to restart the pod, they called me when I was pulling up. And I was like, why is it that like when we're starting the pod again, someone decides to crawl out the woodwork and call me, which is giving me
literally, thank you, sir. Thank you to everybody who has fucking done good or bad shit to us, because it's all coming
and
on the pod.
And now again, like we joke, do it for the plot. No, do it for the pod.
Do it for the pod.
So that day I was kind of like with them, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I saw this thing, and it was like when someone cares about you, they'll pebble you like a penguin on socials, and they send you reels or memes because they're pebbling you with like connection. And it reminded me of him so bad. And I hadn't talked to him. I like snippety snipped him for me having a tantrum being stupid in like end of March. It was after Courtney's wedding. Hi Leash. It was after Courtney's wedding, and I snippety snipped him being tantrumy. He called me when we were starting to re-record the pod in May, so it had been 2 months. But before that, like sadly, I don't know what the hell my problem was. Like things were really good. I realized I might have like love bombed him. Didn't realize it because I was being.
But somebody love bombed me. Like that's all I'm saying.
I was being very girlfriendy for a man who didn't deserve it, maybe. But whatever. That's just me being Cancer moon.
Somebody please, if you're out there, love bomb me.
Yeah. So when I saw that, he was the first person I thought of. And I was like, at that point, really missing him because I, roster clear, Denver boy, axed, whatever.
And he has a job now.
Yeah. Like, well, he had a job then, job now. Yeah. Like, it is what it is. Yeah. And I don't know, like I haven't really talked about him a lot on here, but like he as a person is the first person I've been with in a long time that I felt like, oh, this person would mesh so well, not just in my nuclear family, but like someone I would want to bring to family parties and things like that. Because he's half
black, half Mexican.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, but like, I think it's partially also me looking for my father because like when my dad comes to family parties as the widow, they like my dad is my whole extended family's favorite widow. Me and my mom, my brother will come to a party. My tia, if I show up alone, whatever. Hey, is your dad here? Where's your dad? They love my father. They love him. And he's fun. And like, it gives me that vibe. So I think like, I was just like, oh, this is someone I could see really like fitting in well with my family. And I was really sad to kind of let him go. So I seen this thing. I'm in a moment.
Somebody stop sending things to Camille on her For You page because she takes it as a sign from God.
My FBI man has a mind of his own agenda. So I send it to him and he writes me back like pretty quickly. He's like, how are you? And I said, honestly, I've been missing you and scared to say it. And he's like, I miss you too. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. And he comes first with, I don't even just miss you because of the sex and everything. Like, I miss hanging out. I miss spending time with you. And that to me hit different. That's a little more vulnerable than I've ever seen him be or like willing to vocalize.
Look, just gab. Can we
you
date someone who like actually speaks?
This yapper thing I looked up recently, he's such a yapper.
I love that.
I am so... I'm a simp.
Literally.
I'll sit there and listen to this man talk forever. Forever.
Tell me more.
No, I am so simpy with him. Like I'm like, read the dictionary, babe. I want to listen to talk. And I think he knows it. So right after the I miss you, we like pretty quickly hung out. Had the best sex. He came over on like a weekday because he has like an odd schedule. I have an odd schedule right now being a summer. And like had the best sex. Talked like sex. Talk, sex, lay in bed, take a nap, fan on, midday, light out, but like the best, like the best nap cuddle. It was amazing. He was like, I'm so relaxed. I'm like, no, yeah, I can tell. Have sex again. It's great. And like, it was just clear that like, we want to be together. Things are kind of back. And you were like, what did you say the other day? You're like, I don't know why you think you're going to change him. Like, it is what it is.
Oh, I was just saying, you need to just love him for who he is. Like, I just feel like, I thought you were going back to him because you liked who he was. I didn't know, because we found out a little bit later that you want to go back to him and have him be kind of different.
Yeah.
So I was just warning you that that's not going to be the case because he's grown.
Yeah.
He's 40 something.
Yeah.
That's who he is. And I don't know how bad you think that who he is. I mean, you guys aren't official. Maybe you won't be that for a long time. Maybe you won't.
No, I think a large thing
do
part
all
of
this
that
relationship
is
stuff.
I don't ask for what I will not ask someone for anything. My hyper independence and my fear of like being vulnerable.
But if you don't get it, that's what I was saying. Like if you get the same stuff that you did last time and you don't get the relationship and you just get the hookups and the hangouts and
you're like, he's not going to change.
The amazing sex and the amazing like talks and cuddles and the emotional connection, but without the actual
commitment.
Well, yeah, commitment, really. If I thought that you were going back being cool with that because you were telling me that you were dating other people and you were looking around and he was just going to be your side piece. Then I find out that no, you want him to be everything that in your mind you want him to become. Yeah. And that's okay that you want that. He's not going to be that, but
I think there's hope, which of course.
Well, he made you come, so now you think that you think he can change.
No, it's deeper than that. So I haven't told you yet. So the other day I go over. So the day you were over, which was Wednesday, we were like texting, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking go over there, and I'm gonna be like, what are we? We need to have a conversation. I want clarity because the last time we were together in the stretch from November to March, there was a conversation we had where he kind of brought it up like, he's very kind of, I won't say passive, but he's not like pushy. And he was like, brought it up one day. He's like, so like, are you sleeping with anyone else? Or he said, well, are you entertaining anyone else? And I was like, no. Are you? And I thought we were just having a conversation more of like, he's been raw dogging it since the jump, which was hot. And I was like more thinking along the lines of like, is he, just trying to be careful, like health-wise, STD-wise? And I was like, no, I'm not. And then he was like, okay, yeah, me neither. And then I realized, I told other guy besties, and they were like, that was a conversation about you guys. You guys are exclusive now. And I was like, no, that was not the word was not said. We're not boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, and they were like, well, you guys are exclusive. That was a conversation he just had. And I was like, oh.
Leave it in the comments
Yeah.
if you think a guy telling you that they're not seeing anyone else means that they're your boyfriend now.
Entertaining, yeah. And I was like, I'm Delulu. I'm not going to believe it. Unless you literally look at me and be like, I love you. I want you. We're together. Then I'm like, oh, what? Like
that is the only way.
I'll be on the altar sliding a note across, like, circle yes or no. Are we together? Like,
I wish you would just do that.
Yeah. So whatever, that was a while ago.
It's been a while. It was a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys can check out our TikTok if you want to see our best friend dictionaries. But as I was looking for our best friend dictionaries, I saw you tell me that for the first time on the through iMessage, and then I did like a little search of like how many times you had brought that up, and you have held on to this one sentence about he's not entertaining. He told me once that he's not entertaining. And then you'd forget that you told me, and then you'd tell me that you told someone else. And then you're like, this one sentence might have as well been like someone saying Kamala just got the nomination. Like that's how important to you this sentence was. And that is fine. I do the same thing. But I just wish that he could be enough for you as is. Like in the IKEA section as is.
I think there is something though that like, I think it took a lot for him to pick up the phone and call me when he did to say hi. Like that was kind of like a stretch for him of being vulnerable, whether I realized it or not. And I was just like, I was also seeing someone else at the time that I thought was like the fucking bee's knees, and he turned out to be a fucking piece of shit. So I thought I was like good and fine. And I realized like, oh, he picked up the phone and called because he missed me a while ago too. And I should have like taken that as him being vulnerable and a sign, and I didn't, which whatever. But anyways, so like you that night, I was like, I'm going over there. I was all like, I'm fucking going over there, and I'm gonna lay down the law.
I told you don't ask what are we. I told you don't.
So of course I get there, and because we haven't really spent a lot of time together. Oh no. I was at a barbecue in Richmond like 2 weeks ago. Not 2 weeks ago. Maybe about a week and a half ago. And I was like telling him I was nearby where he lives. And he goes, I said, I feel like you never want to see me. And he's like, that's not true. I do. Like, I do want to see you. Like, I'll make it up to you. I promise. I'll make it up to you is what he said. I was like, okay, we'll see. So then I go over. You left. I went over.
Mm-hmm.
And I get there. And of course, big bad, whatever. Does not come in the room with me.
No, fuck no, it doesn't.
But we're talking, and we're like having such a good talk. Like we talked. Like it was late. He had to be up for work super early, and we're just talking, watching TV, whatever. Just like hanging out in the bed, cuddling. It was cute. It was chill. It was super fun. And now I'm like relaxed, like because we're having all these good chats. And before we went to bed, like paint the picture. Like we're in bed, like pants off, just because I don't want to have pants on. So like we're pants off, and I'm like sitting there. But like my legs are up, and he's just like kind of like hand on my leg talking. And then he's telling me this thing about how a guy friend called him, was out with some girl he's like seeing or not seeing or whatever. And him and a friend pulled up, and they all had dinner. And then the guy friend who had the girl there like called him later, was like, hey, did she follow you on Instagram? And he's like, let me look. No. But the other friend that was there, he had followed. And I said, so this other guy he was saying was basically pressed that his girl had followed one of the homeboys, and that she was kind of like paying him too much attention while they were all eating. And I said, I don't even know if it's that. I said, like, I'm not a crazy girl, but I know crazy girls, and crazy girls will follow your homeboys because it's a way to keep tabs on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, watch his story.
Yeah.
Screen grab it, play in slow-mo, and see whoever's in the background and do a deep-ass investigation. And he was like, cracking up because he was like, that's exactly what we felt like she was doing. He's like, I've had another girl do that to me years ago. And so like at the end, before we've gone to bed, there's no sex happening yet. I said, oh yeah, like I think you follow this girl that I knew from my hometown. I don't really like her. And he goes, who is it? Show me. And I go, why? And he goes, well, who is it? Show me. Like, I'll block her and delete her right now. And I'm like, I'm not thinking like, I don't know. But like, okay, like, you want to block and delete her?
Just delete your Instagram. How about that?
Right. But it was kind of like, I'm not that girl. I'm not asking for that. But the fact that he just kind of like brought it up like nonchalant that he would do it, I was like, okay. So I look her up. I don't know who it was that she was following because it wasn't him. Or maybe she blocked and deleted him in the meantime. It was a while ago, but she was gone. And I go, oh, I guess it wasn't like there, whatever. And he's like, okay. So then like we go to bed and we have sex the first time and it's like typical, normal, whatever. Nothing special. And we're laying there and like we're kind of like talking about we're half asleep and it's late. Like he's got to be up in like 4 hours. Like it's late. He gets up really early in the morning for work though. And so we're like laying there and I'm like, are you asleep? And he's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. I'm not really tired. And he's like, me neither. I'm like, you want to fuck again? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, love, right? Because if you want to ask me if I want to fuck again, I do.
Answer is yes.
Yes. We could be in the middle of it. And I'm like, I want to fuck again.
I want to fuck
right
again.
Yeah,
you do that.
It is my worst fucking habit.
I want to fuck again in the ears.
So
the first one's
I'm
not
like,
even older.
great,
Over.
Right? It was that, and and then it was that. Well, okay, so before we even had sex the first time, I said something about like, I never want to text you because I feel like I'm bothering you. And he's like, why? Text me. And I go, okay. And I go, but sometimes you're really bad at texting back and like following up. And he's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna be better about that. And I go, yeah, okay. He goes, no, I promise. Like, really was like, I promise. And I'm like, he's not one to like really like come at me, whatever. Like, and I was like, okay, like, you know, I'm just being dumb. Like, I'm always just like dumb and I think I'm bothering everyone. So he says that. I'm like, okay. So we have sex the first time, whatever. Second time, I'm like, we get into it and it's hot. Again, he like lives at home right now. He's getting ready to move out, thank God. But like, I'm always like, I'm not gonna be loud.
41.
Don't. But I'm always like, his parents' bedroom is literally above us. Like I hear people get up in the middle of the night and I know it's his parents.
All I'm saying is that you said that you were just being a bitch and being catty and being annoying when you broke things off with him. There are other reasons why you broke things off the first time.
Yeah.
So go on with
there
your
are things,
story.
but whatever. So like, I'm on top and it's getting like hot, like real hot. I don't know what space I went to mentally. Because I'm never that relaxed with a man or like whatever. And the one thing I think about him, I think the one thing I love is he's vocal, but not in like a crazy, like extravagant way. He'll just be like kind of vocal with me always. And I'm like, I need a report card as I'm going along. Like give me feedback. And it's always hot. So I was on top and it was hot. And I start getting like kind of loud where I'm like, well, I'm looking at him. I'm like, literally, this dick feels. I was like, I want to ride your dick all night, like all fucking night. Like it was like hitting. So I'm like starting to get loud, kind of. And he reaches up and like puts his hand like halfway in my mouth and is like halfway choking me, like or putting pressure on me up top. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I keep going. And this is like all, of course, maybe in the span of like maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm still on top and he's like loving it. And I'm like, wow, like he's really letting me get after this. Like I'm into it. And then like I grab both his hands and I put his hands on my boobs while I'm on top. And I'm like, now it's happening. And I'm like, oh shit. I know what's about to happen. I'm like, oh my God. Like I can feel it. Like I'm about to come. Like, and I'm in disbelief. Like as it's happening. I'm like,
you're having these thoughts?
Yes. Like I know what's happening. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I have not come.
You are such an overthinker no
Oh
matter
my
even
God.
what. Like you can't. Jesus.
If there was a way to like unscrew my brain from my head, have sex and then screw it right back in, like I would love that. But
literally.
And I need that. But like as I'm like, oh my God. So I keep going. And now at this point, I literally say out loud, oh my God, I'm fucking coming. Like, and I was like, I probably sounded confused. I was like, if I had to slow it down and like replay, yeah, like if it was like a replay on SportsCenter, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm coming. Like, literally shocked, stunned, shocked that my own body is like betraying me.
Yeah. Whose body is this?
Literally. Okay. I have not come. that hard. And it wasn't even like huge, but it was the biggest orgasm I've had with a man in literally 10 years.
Damn, Jesus Christ.
It was so intense. It was so good. I come. I'm like, did you come? And he's like, no, but we had just literally had sex right before.
Yeah.
So because I'm a fucking insane person, I hop off the dick.
What?
And you know what happens next. And I think you want to talk about Dua Lipa levitating, bitch.
Oh my God.
When he saw what I was about to do, he was like, oh my God. And I just went for it, right?
Oh my God.
Boom. He comes in like less than a minute.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Yeah, great.
Pipe down. Okay.
Yeah.
He comes in less than a minute. We are both so dead. And I was on top after I came, and I had to like control my breathing. I was like I could not get a whole, I was like hyperventilating. I couldn't control my breath. And I was still breathing like hella loud thinking, I'm going to wake people up.
Yeah, absolutely.
The house is up.
The house is awake.
I was in shock.
They're going to start having sex because they're fucking.
Somebody was. It was so intense. I get my breathing under control. I finish the job, whatever. We're laying there. He literally, I'm now laying next to him. He throws his arm across my naked body. Like, it's just like this. Like, it's like laying across me like this. And we're like, my legs are still kind of like twitch. Like, I'm shaking still. It's been probably since I came to the point of it all being done, like a good 5 minutes. I'm still shaking. He leans, his arm's laying across me, and my hand's like this. And I'm not going to like go to hold his hand or nothing. His fingers are like now feeling for mine. He finds my fingers. We're holding hands. I'm on my back asleep. He's like holding my hand, and he's like knocked out. And we just could not even like breathe, move, anything.
That's beautiful.
I have been thinking about it for 3 days straight. I haven't stopped thinking about it. Like, he was blown away. He was like, God damn. And I was like, yeah. Like, both knowing that is the most intense sex we've ever had, like for me, for him, in a long ass time. Because he's always coming and he's always at the end of us having sex. Like, God damn. Like, and I know.
But you're not coming, so that's really, it doesn't make it as intense. Absolutely not.
And I'm just laying there like, did this just happen? Like, what? Do I trust him? Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. I was in disbelief. When I tell you I never sleep good at that house unless I take a melatonin. Yeah. I knocked out. Knocked out.
Didn't you have to wake up at 4 a.m.?
Yes.
I don't know how you did.
I just leaned over, could smell him. I knocked the fuck out, slept so good, had crazy dreams back to back. But just I was out so hard. And then we woke up in the morning, so cute, cuddly, like wakes up, makes me breakfast. We talk while we're getting ready for the day. So cute. He's like so snuggly and cute.
It's cute.
It's freezing cold outside. I'm like, can you put me in a sweatshirt so I can go home? Because otherwise I'm going to freeze my ass off in the car. He like gives me like a good, I'm like, just give me whatever sweatshirt. Like, give me something shitty. And he's like, no, like gives me like a good sweatshirt. When I tell you, I want to frame that sweatshirt and or bottle that smell because it smells so good to me.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
I'm so happy you got the sweatshirt.
Because I don't ever tell him the things I'm thinking. And I think that's like, I don't think I text him enough. And someone else was saying to me recently, I think it was the asshole guy from the state last night that was like, I just feel like you don't like I don't feel like you text me a lot. Like I don't want to always have to text you first. I'm like, really? Like, okay, well, I'm not going to chase you. But so yesterday on the drive home, because I'm like sitting in the car driving, thinking about it. I finally just was like, let me just tell him what I'm thinking. I'm like, I have been thinking about that sex for the last 3 days straight.
I'm so proud of you for saying that.
I was vulnerable. It was crazy. And I get a text back like really quickly, like, it was really good.
So what are we doing here? Are we going back to him?
I think we're back. I don't even think it's are we. We've been back and the whole body done betrayed me. Had the best fucking sex of my life.
Are we exclusively dating the non-exclusive relationship?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but he's about to move out, which I think is really exciting. I'm like thrilled for that. I was like, you know how I brought up the not texting thing? Like even that day he went to work, texted me right after work, like texted me a bunch after work. lots of stuff, just like crazy. I was like, what is happening to me right now? And like, so he goes, it was really good. And I go, hella good. And I go, what days do you off this week? So like, I already know what days. And I was like, let's do this on your day off. So I'm just like, oh God.
I like that he has a job.
Got a promotion, and he's like, he got
I'm so happy about that.
Things are happening. I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him.
I'm happy for you.
I've never been able to picture a lot of things with a man, and I'm constantly daydreaming about things with him, and that scares the shit out of me.
And he lives so close-ish.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Look, I said go for it, but don't expect anything different. Just go for it, but don't fucking get so upset when it doesn't. When you're dating him.
Well, like, I threw a bratty tantrum on him. Granted, I had been drinking that day. I was at a wedding. I think it was like very romantical and in my feels, and wanted him to be like.
But if you could be chill with just amazing orgasms and sex that makes you feel like you're in love, without.
But I'm Delulu in that I never think anyone likes me. And before I had a tantrum and broke up with him, like, we were going on dates. We were out in public together.
No, I didn't going on dates. I think. Yeah. Maybe he'll be different now.
I don't even know that it's like different. I just think I need to be like nicer to people and just be like, oh, you are giving me time. You are like taking me out. We're in public together.
Well, then we had a different experience of this person.
Yeah, because I like just don't. I downplay everything anyone gives me and act like it's nothing because I'm scared.
It was nothing.
It was a lot.
So maybe he's made.
Which is crazy because that's so much more than I've gotten from anyone in 10 years. Other than the person that you swear I was in love with and we were dating. And now I'm like, that was so long ago. I don't really know. But like.
Well, yeah. Well, that was an
being on dates and being in public with a man. This is like the first time like after we've been hooking up that like I'm in public with you. Like you're not hiding me. Like we're outside of the house together. Which is fucking insane and sad, but true.
Why is the trans woman in this fucking household the one that's not dealing with being hidden and you are? That's stupid to me.
No, was. But this is the first person that hasn't hidden me. And I just treated it like it was nothing. Like, I don't know. I realize now I'm so scarred about a ton of shit that I don't give people like their due. And I just downplay things and...
I want it to go good for you. I just want you to be happy with who he is. Like that. I think that was like the biggest problem is like you wanted him to be something that he wasn't. That's all I'm saying.
Which was what?
Be your boyfriend.
But he was. Like we didn't have that conversation, but like a man who's taking you out and like going on dates with you.
You went like on 2 dates that you paid for.
No, I didn't pay for it.
You didn't pay for Willy Wonka and the basketball game? Yes, you did.
He paid for drinks and stuff, but I mean, it was like a split.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You went on a couple times.
Yeah.
The reason at the end when you guys broke up, like, or when you stopped talking to him, there was like a whole couple weeks of it, like, he didn't call me for 3 days. He didn't text me. We haven't seen each other.
You know what's funny though?
It's like you forget all that, which is fine. I want you to give him a second chance and forget all that. But I just want if it comes back up,
yeah,
like, If you decide that you're not cool with who he is as a person, that's not a dig on him. Like, he already showed you who he was, right? So, like, it's not a dig on him. Like, I just feel like you don't have to be upset if he shows you. You could just have to, like, decide what you want for yourself. Like, that's all I'm saying.
But it's so
like,
funny,
decide
though,
what you want for
yeah.
yourself. And if he can fit into what you want, fine. But don't try to mold him into what you want.
But I also am like have an issue because like one day we were talking about it. I'm like, he hasn't called me all weekend. We haven't talked. And when's the last time you talked to him? And I went and looked at my text. It was the day before. It was been like 8 hours. But in my mind, it's like, if you're not blowing me up all day long, like I'm just like, why aren't you obsessed with me? And it's just like,
wouldn't you want? That's what you want out of a relationship.
Yeah. And you turn around and go, I think you just need to tell me you need him to text you every single day and talk to you. And I was like, you're right. And I realized like I
think that you coming out and being more vocal about what you want is the right decision.
Yes. Agree.
Just be chill though. Like he's not okay, look.
You're telling the girl who has zero chill to be chill.
This guy that just gave you the best orgasm ever is not gonna turn around and marry you in a year and have a bunch of kids with you. Period. That is not his fucking time in his life. He just got his first job. He's just moving out of his parents' house. Just let him be who he is.
He has money. He's just really good about pretending like he doesn't. But I have
I
realized.
don't know. Look, I'm Delulu too, and I think that if someone made me orgasm like that, I would have forgotten all of the stuff.
Yeah. But I also think I'm just so pessimistic about any guy that even if they're normal,
I think that his best quality is his personality. So I think that you just have to be cool with his personality.
Yeah.
And like, maybe he's not going to be the man or the husband that you need him to be till he's like 50 or something, you know? Like, you just have to be like chill, you know?
Yeah.
Just like let things happen without it being like, well, you haven't asked me to be your girlfriend. It's been, you know, however long.
But I think it's that literal thing of like, which one of you is a commitment phobe, which one of you has low self-esteem. And I'm sort of like things that he hasn't really talked about exes, but he mentioned this one story one time. And maybe he didn't want to be with this girl, like wife or whatever, but he was like, oh, they'd been together for like a year. And I was like, and you didn't love her? Like, and he was like, no. And I'm like, what? Like, why would you? But maybe it was just that girl, right? Like, I'm not, that has nothing to do with me.
I guess that happens, but I don't know. I've never had that happen, but.
Yeah.
I think that who he is exactly who he is. And that's cool. And you like him a lot. And I think
we'll talk about campaigns and elections. I've been the mayor of Deluluville for.
You like him a lot. And you just need to like him for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you broke up with him because he called you a bitch. Let's be real.
He didn't call me a bitch.
Yeah, he did.
No, he was like, he cussed at me. He's like, you want me to fucking beg you to stay? And I was like,
oh, he said,
and got mad. But like, drunk, tantruming, being out of pocket. I should have just like, I could have gone to sleep.
Cuss at me, anybody. I dare you. I dare someone to cuss at me. I dare them.
Yeah.
So there are reasons. So I feel like it's giving to Lululand, but I am. If you're the mayor, I'm the governor. I don't worry about it.
People, I go date other.
Well, that's
people,
why I was asking. Are we back into the exclusive
nothing.
Relationship?
I don't know. I even feel guilty when I go date other people. Like, oh, I don't want anyone to see me that might tell him. Like, I will be dating other people, but then I even date other people that are quality people, and I don't feel anything for them like I do for him. And I'm like, fuck, like it sucks. It's so bad.
Just don't let anybody fucking tell you what to do with your lie.
Yes, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, just.
I'll just keep being Delulu for the pod.
Yeah, period.
Forever.
I'm happy about this resurgence. And I think I said that too. I was like, just in time for the pod. Yeah. I like him. Like, he is one of the guys, actually, that actually hasn't fucked you over. That's why I'm just saying, like, be chill, because because he's not that same guy that you picture in your mind.
Yeah.
You know, he still is always treated you, like, respectfully.
I need to ask for what I want, and there does have to be a moment where I need to, like, not right now, obviously, but I need to look at him and be like, what are we doing? Like, I need this. I want this. What? And
yeah, let's wait a year,
scared.
Though.
I don't have a year.
Okay, so then, all right, well, then ask him.
Yeah.
But if he says no, or if he says yes, like, you know.
Yeah. I'm petrified.
It was so sad last time. I feel like it was just a chaotic, emotional experience for you. So I wanted to be like,
But in reflection,
cool.
I realized, like, I threw the tantrum. I did not have to go down that route at all. I could have just, we were laying in bed watching a movie, and I was just being a brat, and like then ruined something. And so for me to be a brat, throw a tantrum, and for him to be the one to call me and be like, how are you? Like, you know, like, I think he was trying to branch out. Like, I should have been the one to apologize, and he was the one that called me first. So.
I like the situation we have going on.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
I like it.
Fingers crossed.
And I like him. I don't agree with Danny that what he said. Oh my
God, I fucking like him too.
I don't agree with Danny that what he said about are you entertaining anyone else means that you're in a relationship. But
it wasn't like Danny.
I thought Danny.
It was Denver boy who said no. He just
that's what Denver boy? Oh, well, leave it in the comments.
And if someone crazy fucking toxic thinks that's the thing, then I'm like, okay, you know.
Well, then that's even more of a crazy thing. But I get it. I think the orgasm plays a big play. I feel the same way. So since I've had my crazy fucking big orgasm since I was on hormones.
Oxytocin, fuck you.
With Ellie, and made me fall in love.
Yeah.
I have been really horny since she left, and I have had sex with 2 people, which is so sad.
Else? Different?
I would take it back if I could.
You did not tell me this.
No.
What did you do?
I've had sex twice.
Oh my God.
And it was always like, during a time where it was like, I don't know, like speaking to her and FaceTiming her and talking to her every day, like that makes me horny. And then I have no way to like express myself.
And then do you feel so guilty?
I don't feel guilty because it also gave me like the power back to be like, because I know if I ever find out that she's hooking up with other people, which I know she will if she hasn't already, then I won't be so devastated. I'll be more like, okay, we're all doing it.
Wait, but you've now said this like here, and if she sees this and hasn't, what are you going to do? Y'all are not exclusive. Yeah, I guess there's something good.
I'm sure that maybe that's the, oops. You better hurry. You're too behind. You better catch up.
Or what if they're pissed and mad and don't want to talk to you anymore?
That's what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't have a fucking big ego. I don't think that she would care.
Fingers crossed.
Me, I'm a very jealous person, so I don't want to know.
But the fact that you didn't enjoy it and you were like, no, I would take it back. It doesn't matter.
We're in a very don't ask, don't tell. As in, I don't want her to tell me.
Well, but also you just said, I regret it. It wasn't worth it. So you kind of learned like, no, this is not the same thing.
Well, like you were saying, like you talk to other people and you go on dates and you feel nothing.
Nothing.
And these were just like...
We're such monogamists.
I was just like unbearably horny, waking up with fucking wet dreams from literally having sex with Ellie in my fucking dreams every night. I'm talking for weeks. And I just couldn't fucking do it. And I was like, and this was also just new for me to be this horny. I feel like even before hormones, I was not this horny. And it's just the connection that I have with her that makes me so like want to like let it out, like want some or let it in, literally.
Totally.
So the first time was with this boy that I met at the Edge, which I should know. I should know better. Some 25-year-old boy from guess where? Stockton.
No.
Where I grew up. And was full on country boy. And
we love us a country boy.
And was young and bisexual or whatever they call it when you've only dated women and now you're interested in a trans woman. And he started talking to me and we had a, really sweet conversation about him worried about coming out as being interested in like twinks and trans women. And he hadn't been with someone like that. And that he already had a kid with a woman back in Stockton.
Oh my God.
And, he was just exploring now and that and, working and trying to take care of the kid.
Yeah.
And I was just very fucking horny and I brought him home. Well, he asked, I was making some joke and he was like,
"You're such monogamous though." It's like,
oh my God, not fun.
Even if we date and don't, like, I'm not having sex with anyone else right now, but like, if the opportunity presented itself, I probably would, and I'd probably be sitting exactly where you're not going, why did I do this? I hated it. I hate it. Ew. It
makes me want to die.
And I don't want to say the L word, but it's like, why are we like
loose?
Not me, honey.
Speak for yourself.
But like, why are we like feeling the feelings we are? And like, clearly, like, our bodies are going, no, you just want this person. You just want this person.
Yeah, no, my body just took over, and I was just like, and so I was like, he was like, so he said something about, so your roommate's not home, or I said something about my roommate being gone on a trip.
Like, why the fuck you bring her up?
And he must have said something that probably about where she was staying, and I was like, oh, my roommate's there.
Oh, he don't want to be seen.
And no, I was just, and I was like, said something like, oh no, she's not home, and he's like, does that mean you're inviting me over? And I was like,
whoopsie,
let's go. And
no point of you during any of it wanted to stop.
I think I was just drunk, and
it
go. Was like, yeah, oh my God, yeah, I would never have sex sober.
Slob kebab.
I had sex sober with Ellie the first time we had sex, but I hadn't had sex with my exes even sober.
I have had nothing but sober sex with this man also, and the
that
fact
means
that
a lot.
we're having, and I always have sober sex with guys, but the fact that we've had so much sober sex and now this happened while sober, I was like,
that's wild to me. You want to talk about feeling trust? I don't trust you unless I'm drunk.
I used to be that way too, though. But then situationship and I used to always have sober sex. Always.
So you're good about
wild.
it. I want to be like that.
And I honestly think though, but like you and I are very like power forward, like in the bedroom. Like I think I'm even more so sober, which is so scary. I'm even more. If you think I'm like this sober, can you imagine? And actually, I'm probably better sober. I'm crazy sober. I'm wild sober. I'm scary sober. And like, but if I wonder if you got to the point where you had trust too, if you'd be scary sober too.
I don't. I think that
No, because you had sober sex like twice, right?
Not
Once.
The second time.
Once, twice, once, at least once.
No, I don't think we were like dead sober the second time.
Okay, but first time, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were scary.
What does scary mean?
Like amazing.
I was just myself. I don't think I changed that much because I'm very aware.
Oh my god.
When I'm drunk, when I'm suddenly having sex, I'm now very aware of my surroundings.
I just send you this, like, I think it was a reel or something.
I've still not let go
ADHD,
of the situation.
Women, sex
I'm
sober.
still very hyper aware now that I've let some fucking guy like see me naked. Now I'm like,
yeah,
what have I done? And then he tells me, he goes, well, just be careful because the last time I tried to have sex, it was with a woman and I couldn't because I was too big and she had to stop. And I was like,
don't tempt me with a good time.
I was like, I think I'll be fine. So he wasn't lying.
Monster?
Wasn't lying.
Ethnicity.
White boy from Stockton.
Wow.
White country boy. Gigantic. Totally unsustainable dick. I would never want to touch a dick that big. I love a big dick, and I will never date someone with a small dick. That's
you were
my
just
thing.
saying you're like, I used to be scared of big dicks, but you're like, no, I'm a big dick fan.
I love a big dick, and I would not date someone with a small dick. No offense.
Yeah.
That's just that's what I enjoy. But this one was too big, and I did it. It was fine, and I literally thought of Ellie the whole time. And I was so embarrassed halfway through because I was like,
you're like, Ellie.
Well, I was just thinking, well, no, because like after a while, it just becomes like, just get it over with. And then I'm like, then I go back into my mind and I'm like, I'd rather just think of this. And then it was fine again. But, and then we had, a nice little hangout after, and then he left in the morning and, has texted me a few times, but I don't want to fuck again a dick that big. And I feel less bad that he was young. It made me feel less disgusted by it. But then the next day, I was not over this, so I invited some old guy over, some sugar daddy.
No, but which solidified the fact that you're like so out of your old guy era.
So I brought him in, and Nestor was here. And I sent Nestor to Shanti's room, and I was like, I have the sugar daddy here. Who's telling me, oh, he's going to take me here and do this and da-da-da. And we were watching something and hanging out, and he was just like touching me and trying to get me naked. And I literally look at him and I go, I think I have to go to bed. And he goes, oh, yeah, let's go to bed. Let's go to sleep. And I was like, I don't know if I'll sleep with you here. So like, I don't.
Alone, please leave.
And he was like, oh, did you not want to? And I was like, no, I think I just have to sleep like now. I'm really tired. And then he gets up and he's like, oh, so you want me to leave? And I'm like, yeah, well, sure.
I wish I would have done that with that man last night because he was so fucking rude. And I want to be like, get the fuck out. Yeah.
And he fucking leaves. And I go to talk to Nestor in the room and I'm like, aren't you proud of me that I sent this guy home? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, look. So that made me proud. I was like, okay. Like,
why are you testing yourself?
I was going through it. I haven't been feeling very good. And so
me neither. No, who has? Like,
then the Uber home.
Look at you did it.
But that was great.
Yeah,
that was great. But I was just like so deeply unattracted to the old men.
But the fact that you're putting yourself through these like subconscious tests of like trials. Doing things and then being like, no, I don't want this.
I keep being like, oh, I'll just date someone here. Like,
but that's
you know
me
what I mean?
With him too, being like, let me date other people.
I'll just date
There's
someone
somebody
else.
better. I'll find something else.
And it'll be easy. I'll move on. Same old thing. It's the Castro. It's because I had, when she left, I was like, decided to let myself be open with the fact that I get a lot of offers to go on dates and to get my number throughout the day, like every day when I'm walking around. And this one guy asked me for my number, and I was on FaceTime with Nestor, and I was like, he was like, who is that? who are you talking to? Who's that?
He's seen you like reading.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, no, my name's Erica. And he's like, who are you talking to right now?
Oh, he was on FaceTime and the person approached
The person approached me in person.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
the people just approached me in person. Some black guy. And his name was like Sage, I think. Yeah.
I just thought it was something we need to do.
So when I got the number, I was like, no, sorry, I gotta go. And he's like, wait, who is that? Who are you talking to? I go, and as he's giving me the number, I don't even think about it. I'm putting his number in a notes app. And he goes, are you kidding me? Are you putting me in the notes app graveyard? And I go,
you hand him your calculator.
And I go, oh, yeah, literally. And I go, oh my God, no, I don't know what I was thinking.
Mama, your subconscious was like, stop.
It was like, stop.
Yeah.
So I was like, he was cute, and it's too bad, but this was right after I was feeling bad, so I was letting myself be open to people who approach me and ask me for my number, and I did that, and because I usually am just like no, and it just hasn't worked. And then the second time I had sex, and I am like I feel like my Uber rating should be 6 instead of 5.
Better.
Because I fucked the Uber driver, and I must have had sex with like at least 10 Uber drivers at this point.
Oh, I know someone straight and married that's very close to me that had sex with her Uber driver. I couldn't imagine.
Really?
Yet again, this is the same person, like jokingly, who came to my house to visit, and I come downstairs to get her. She's like, I'm here. And I'm watching her get out of her Uber, and the guy's like taking her bags out, and then she's like hugging him before they leave. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
Yes.
Hugging the Uber driver?
Yes. And they're being all kind of friendly. And then she brings me into the conversation with her, and I'm like awkward, like, come on, girl, let's go. What the fuck is this? And then, yeah. But she told me that about fucking some other Uber driver in a different city, like, later. And I was like, that makes sense. Just no kind of boundaries.
Well, look, it's this one was just me leaving the bar, and I was getting a hot dog.
Where? It's 3 blocks away. You had to take an Uber, and you decided to fuck the man.
I think I just didn't
want to
walk. Yeah, I think I had heels on.
In 5 blocks, you decided to fuck the man.
Well, no, they're fast. This one was like...
They're fast.
This one was like, I was getting a hot dog, and I was like, can you just wait? I have to get this hot dog. So the hot dog ended up like needing to be cooked all the way.
Well, he was like, well, girl, if you want this hot dog, just say it.
It took like 10 minutes for it to be cooked, and then I got back in finally, and I was like, oh, thank you for waiting. He's like, well, I wouldn't have waited. Street meat.
Of course.
And then I got car meat. And he was like, I wouldn't have waited if you weren't so beautiful. And I was like, here we go.
Do you think that they go out like to work on shifts, like deciding? Yes. Okay.
Yes, because that same guy that I hooked up with, the Uber driver, I was walking around the other night just on a walk, and I had seen him in an Uber, and he saw me, and I turned around like this. So I go into midnight sun, and then I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stay here for a second. And then
so that he goes what?
I walk. Yeah, he's like in the car, so he's driving.
Right.
And I come back out, and I sit on the outside benches.
And he's there.
And must have had.
He spun a block.
He spun a fucking block. Come up, parked right next to me, and there's like a parklet divider in between us, and I'm just like, there's like other gays with me, so I'm like chilling.
You could see him out of your periphery. Oh my God.
Literally chilling. And I was like, no, so, well, once he got it he's like, oh, I'm going to hang out here. Oh, so I fucked him. That one was even less satisfying. Mind you, not coming for any of these people and not putting my mouth on any of it, of course. And stealing condoms from Shanti's room. And, and that was, I mean, he was very sweet. And this one was even younger. This one was like 21.
Yeah.
So
the Uber driver?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And but like big and tall, bigger than me. So I'm like, it makes me feel less disgusting because at least I have attraction to them. Mm-hmm. But then when it's over, it's like, ew, is that all I want is to be attracted to someone?
No.
Like, that could attract me, but like, really? I'm like letting it be substance. Just that.
It's awful.
And I'm like, wow, and an Uber driver of all. Like, no shade, but like.
Who cares what they do? But there's no substance.
But it's also like, it's a very cliche to be like, oh, the one time when no one's watching and you're in the privacy of your car, that's when you're going to be like, I like you.
Mm-hmm.
At least the other guy came, he
Approached you in the wild.
He came from Stockton all the way to the
saying,
Castro to
when you were
like
saying that,
to like be like, oh, I
we
want
need to
try
do like a
this.
stakeout. Like I want to be on the opposite side of a bar and not talk to each other and act like we don't know each other and not make eye contact. And I want to watch men approach you and I want to like watch it from afar.
You'll see it happen 10 times.
Oh my god, I want to so bad.
And then you'll see me pick one.
I'll rate them from the other side of the bar and text you like 6.5.
It's not that they're not hot. It's just that I
but I want to watch it in the wild. Like it's fascinating to me. I want to see it happen.
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
But I don't like that kind of fun. And I hadn't done it, but it's so long.
Who the fuck are we?
So I hadn't done it this whole year till I met Ellie.
Right.
That was like the first time having sex again. And then now that she's gone, I'm like, open the floodgates. I'm like, I'm so horny and all these men want to have sex with me. I should just have sex with all of them. I don't know
and
what was going on.
And here I am saying go visit. You're like, I don't know. I'm like, no, you need to.
Well, that's why
that's the solidifying
and this
factor.
was a while ago. So like this is out of my system just because I thought that one thing would have happened and I would have felt better and it made me feel
worse.
I do want to start dating though, if it's not Ellie, someone just for the pod.
Right.
Because that sounds like I need some spicy fucking intimacy, whether it's from her or anyone, just for the sheer fact that I'm gonna run out of stories.
And even if it's not intimacy, it'll be like pseudo intimacy that you convince yourself is intimacy, like I do.
That would be even better.
Oh, but I did. You know what's funny? I did text the girls, the feral girls.
The feral girls.
I'm gonna rename our fucking group chat. And I texted them on the way up to Clear Lake and told them what happened, and they were like so proud of me. They're like, "Oh my god,
for coming!" Aww.
Yeah, they're like, "Wow, like you did it! Like we're so happy for you."
We
like,
did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. Like I was like so like glad I had straight girls that I could. Well, not straight girls, but like girls that are like in my orbit. That I could like tell who knew what I was talking about because they got it. They were like, "You did like from sex," and I was like, "Yes." Like, what the fuck?
I'm so happy for you too. Okay, Camille, bring us home.
It's in a crazy fucking. But we're happy. We're both kind of happy, so that's good, I guess. Anyways, okay. This has been another episode of
The Gag Is. Bye.
Is that it? Or is this just the Gag Is after that?
I think that's it.
Yeah, okay. I think that's it. We're figuring out the ending again. Here we go. You're hearing us figure out our own fucking art in real time.
We'll write, like and comment.
Subscribe,
all of that stuff.
Ooh, what a day. This is like therapy. Airing it out on the pod is really so therapeutic. Thank you for listening.
I can't wait to do this again. I love you so much.
I love you too. Go watch these fucking best friend dictionary TikToks of me. They're so good. You'll die.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say this if we're talking about let's say a girl and I don't agree, like I don't think that like she has something or whatever.
You don't think that she has something?
Like, yeah, like if I'm like, oh no, she doesn't, and then you'll say,
she do.
Okay.
On Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
I'm no super